Yeah,
line up.
camera angle from the back.
Yeah, I'm going to go with this camera angle from SRT Fury, because that is a terrible camera angle, even though it might be a good one when it actually starts. So, we are about to get underway with the Mexican Grand Prix. So we have 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it is go, go, go. We're underway in Mexico. I think Pez has got a good start this time. But Fury, look at the start that Jolly's had. It's 3 wide with Fury on the right as well. Oh, Jolly's had a fantastic start. He's already making it 3 wide between them. And is Barney going to make it 4 wide? He's trying to get his nose up in there. But, there's contact between Fury. Contact between Fury and Jolly. They're both on the grass. And where on earth has Simple Chris come on? He's up to P2. Binary's dropped to P5. Gubinator from 10th on the grid. He's 4th. Scott's Metroid is 6th.
Wow.
Oh my god, what on earth has happened here? Some people have made great starts, some have made terrible starts, and Optic's off track, and Gubinator's moved up to 3rd position. And Optic's off track again.
I'm looking for damage. I think there's damage on these 3 cars. Matt, Fury, Jolly.
Let's have a look. I don't think Binary's okay. Let's have a look at Jolly. Just need to have a look at his front wing.
It's hard to see sometimes.
No, Fury. His wing looks okay, but he's now right at the back of the grid, and this is absolutely. I think Pez will be counting his BX and Niels into the stadium section of all places, but BX does make the position up to P10. So Niels does have damage. He has damage definitely, and he's into the pits. In fact, Niels' damage is so severe he's having to pit on the first lap.
He stayed out.
So I think. I'll tell you what, this is a perfect scenario for Alfa Romeo. 1-2 after the first lap, and Optic retakes 3rd place from Gubinator. So Optic's back into P3 ahead of the McLaren as they're fighting. So I'll tell you what, let's have a look at the position changes now.
Oh, Fury's off. Fury's off.
Fury's off. Oh, Fury. Oh, it was looking so good for you after qualifying. So there's a lot of gained positions.
He's lost it.
Yeah, Chris. Oh.
And the penalties.
And it's already begun. Chris has made 5 positions from 7th up to 2nd. Optic's made 2 positions. Gubinator's made 6 from 10th to 4th. Binary's lost position. Scott's Metroid 12th to 6th. Great start for the Red Bull. Bennett's made 2 positions. Japake made 3 positions. Fred's made 4. BX has made 5. Stracker has lost 3 positions somewhere. Not sure where that's happened. Nuthead's made 2. Cam's made 4 positions. Jolly has lost an amazing 11 positions off of the start because of the contact with Fury. And Fury has lost 14. And Niels obviously having to pit as well. He's lost 11 positions too. And it is an absolute dream start for Alfa Romeo with Pez and Chris 1st and 2nd. And behind Optic, there's a big train behind him. And Gubinator, I think, might be thinking of an attack, of a retaliation attack, I should say. But no, he can't get it. Going on. What about Pred and Japake? No, nothing doing. And I think Jolly is getting past Cam.
Fury.
And Fury has got a 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Jolly is past Cam, but that definitely took some doing from the McLaren.
Yep.
He is on the faster tyre. Oh, it's Cam going to let us go.
Japake.
He has no choice. Pred on Japake. Oh, that's an interesting place to overtake, but he's made it stick. Oh, some contact. Ooh.
Oh, Japake.
Japake holds it though. Well done. Come on, it's your race, your debut, lad. You don't need to take too many risks. Just keep it nice and steady. You just want to get to the end on your first race. That's the important thing. Show that you're reliable and steady. Meanwhile, the Alfa Romeos have left everyone else in their dust at the moment. They're currently 2 seconds away from Optic. It's an absolute dream scenario for Pez as well. His championship leader is down in 13th, not even in the points at the moment.
And he's got his wingman to help him.
Absolutely, it literally could not be any better. And Pez sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix already, 18.2. He's already stretching his lead. Stracker is having a look at BX. BX made a lot of positions offline. Stracker lost a couple. In fact, that's actually meanwhile.
And Jolly's looking at Nuthead.
Jolly on Nuthead as well. I don't think Nuthead will fight that too hard, and no, he will not. He knows Jolly's a lot quicker than he is at this stage because of the tyres. But Stracker hasn't been able to get past BX. Remember, BX is notoriously difficult to overtake, even on Mexico, and he's got DRS assistance from Japake ahead.
He just got very close to the back of Straka there, Jolly. Almost
Yes,
contact.
indeed.
Oh, run again.
So, Jolly is trying to climb his way back through the field, but he's got a roadblock of Straka R11 behind. The Alphas are still leaving everyone for dead. Optic has still got a big train of cars behind him. Although Gubernator and Binary, they have detached themselves from Scott's Metroid slightly. Meanwhile, speaking of Scott's Metroid, Bennett having a look. No, there's no way you can make an overtake make it happen there. And he wisely backed out of it. But...
Yeah, Straka BX into the stadium.
Into the stadium section, and they're going wheel for wheel here. And Straka, no, very close racing, I
Yikes.
think. But then, crucially, who's going to get
Jolly's
DRS here, though? Who's going to get the DRS assistance? It's BX, and look at Jolly. Are they going to go 3 wide? They are going to go 3 wide. Let's go on board with Nutted and see what happens here. Is Jolly going to outbrake both of them?
Careful, boys.
Oh, but Nutted taps the back of Straka. Jolly's managed to get both of them, and he's back into the points of P10. Oh, Nutted's lost it! Oh my God, what a crash! I was on board for that. He literally flipped the car. And it is a virtual safety car deployed. Virtual safety car because of Nutted's crash. I'm nothing against Nutted. I am very glad I was on board for that. What a spectacular crash.
I just missed it, but...
Oh, you need to watch that one back. Holy shit. There's a restart from F2. Sorry, I've been focusing so hard on the action I haven't been able to read the chat.
Oh.
Holy crap.
Binary got past Optic, by the way.
He did indeed. Yes, and Gubernator as well. So Gubernator's back up to 3rd as well. I tell you what.
Back underway.
I tell you what, Chris, I think, gained a bit of time with his teammate at that restart. He's only 1.4 seconds behind now. And he lost Gubernator at the restart.
BX and Straka again.
BX and Straka again at the stadium. They seem to like racing there, even though it's not usually a place you race at.
No.
Is anyone else thinking of a move? I think Gubernator and Binary, and Binary has just eased his way past Gubernator for 3rd. Not the hardest overtake Binary will have in his career. I think Gubernator knew that he was no point fighting that one, and he wisely
Straka again
relinquished
overtaking each other.
Yep, down into turn 1. BX has got back past again, so I think this is a fight that could go on all race if they want it, and it's keeping it's what it is doing though. It's allowing Jolly to break free of them. Jolly, who will now be trying to hunt down AMS Japake in 9th. AMS is having a solid debut at the moment. Pred, I tell you what though, Pred on the hard tyres up into P8. He's doing a fantastic job considering his poor qualifying. He's up into P8 on the hards. Everyone ahead of him are on used softs, I believe, apart from Scott's Metroid. Scott's Metroid did start outside the top 10, so I think he's the only one that's on a fresh set of softs. And he is using...
Pred's in a good spot here.
I think Optic is struggling with tyre wear of some kind because he's dropping off of Gubernator as well. Does he have damage? No, the racing point looks okay.
No.
Binary sets the fastest. Now that he's free of Gubernator and Optic, he's been able to set the fastest lap of the race. Now Optic, I think, is going to struggle and beat Bennett, already easing past Optic for 5th place. What about Scott's Metroid? He's going down the inside as well.
Here comes Cam on BX.
And he spun it! Oh, Scott's Metroid almost went to the back of Bennett. And he's been contact with Japake as well. Oh dear, Scott's Metroid. Oh, he's had such a good start, but it's all gone wrong again. Heartbreaking stuff for the Red Bull. Oh, Scotty Sue Hottie, what have you done there? That's a wrestling reference. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
No, you're fine.
I'm sorry about that one. Anyway, let's get back on with the racing at hand. So, the Alfa Romeos have... So Pez has distanced himself from Chris again, but Chris does have a healthy 3-second gap to Binary.
They are just pulling away at this point.
They are indeed. Binary is trying to ease away from Gubernator, while Bennett is starting to pull away from Optic. And Optic has got the hard...
on the back of Optic.
Yeah, the hard shod Pred closing in on Optic. Pred is having a fantastic race in his return to XFR. He has been away. He's been away for a couple of races, and I think he goes on the outside. Optic defends. I don't think Optic's going to give this one up easy, but Pred, I think, is just going to ease round. He's now got the inside, and yet Optic has to yield. Pred moves up into P6.
Got past BX.
Matt is past BX, so it looks like BX has been falling down the field, and that's why he's got damage on the left side. The Ferrari has damage.
Yep.
And he's the lone Ferrari because of Nuthead's spectacular crash. Nuthead in the chat saying he's had softer landings, quite. That was a spectacular crash, Jack.
Unlucky.
Fantastic viewing. I actually caught that on stream, so if you watch this back later on, you will see it.
I'm sorry I missed it, Jack. I'll be sure to have a look.
Yes, absolutely. So I think BX is struggling with damage. And that 45 is just struggling, it seems. I tell you what, Binary is closing on Chris very handy. He's already to within 2 seconds. And these two have had some right old ding-dongs of a battles across XFR's history.
The pits, Bennett.
It's Bennett. Ooh, that is an early stop. He was in the top 10 though, so he perhaps used tyres. So what tyres is he going on? It's another set of softs. No, it's mediums. Take it back. It's mediums. No, it is softs. Oh, I got confused. I had 2 different tyre colours.
Yeah.
So it's another set of softs. So Bennett is committing to a 2-stop strategy here. BX comes in as well.
For a new wing.
I'll tell you what, Bennett's found himself in a decent little bit of space there though. He's in 13th.
2-stop for BX then.
Yeah, 2-stop for BX as well. He's committing to that. I think he had to change his front wing, remember, because he had the damage.
Yeah, he did.
3-second time only for Japake. In 8th place at the moment. Jolly's got past him though, so Jolly's now up to 7th. So Jolly is recovering well. He needs. This is basically a damage limitation for Jolly here at this moment though, because Pez is now very much unchallenged at the front. Yeah, this is damage limitation for the McLaren driver. He just needs to get as many points as he can. There are still 4 races after this one, though, so it's very much not over. There's still 100 points up for grabs after this race, at max. So Jolly just needs to score as high as he can. His teammate's having a fantastic race, though. Started 10th on the grid, had a fantastic start. He is losing to Binary now.
Optic in.
I did think that pit was coming. Optic into the pits. He did seem to be struggling. Stracker as well. They were both in the top 10, and it's No, it's another set of softs for Optic, and same for Stracker. So they're 2-stopping as well. Committing.
Load of 2-stops going on here.
There are a lot of 2-stops going on. I'm sure there's going to be some 1-stop strategies going on. Pred almost certainly, I think, is going to be thinking of the 1-stop.
And probably Cam.
Cam as well. Japake, possibly. Map 45 too. We'll have to see how this
Maybe Niels.
Well, remember, Neil stopped on lap 1, so...
Oh, he did, didn't he, of course.
Because of the damage, so yeah,
Forgive
sadly. Yes. So, we're on lap 10. Pez has a 5-second gap, so Chris is losing time to his teammate, and Binary is closing in rapidly.
Binary. Yep.
Rapidly
right up
on him.
Behind him now.
I think that this could be tyre wear starting to put a toll, and it is indeed Chris Pitts. So I think that may have been tyre wear starting to take its toll on the pad user, Simple Chris. Cam has passed Japake for 7th. Bennett passes Scott Metroid for 10th. Remember, Bennett's on a fresh set of softs. Scott's Metroid yet to pit. Jolly's in the pits as well. Now this is going to be interesting. I want to see what tyres he'd be going on. It's hard compound tyres. Hard for it's mediums for Chris. So I think Chris is likely 2-stopping as well. But so Jolly's going to try the 1-stop strategy. I guess it's his only option really at this stage.
It is, yeah.
He comes out. Oh, this is going to be close. He comes out 12th, just behind Neil.
Just had a Stracker.
And BX has set the fastest lap in the race, down in 14th place. I tell you what, Japake, he's not 1-stopping. He's come out onto a set of softs. So clearly, maybe he had damage or something, but he's elected to pit early on those mediums, and he's onto a set of soft tyres now. And he is 15th now because of it. So the closest battle on track at the moment is Pred versus Gubinator. Remember,
Pred and Gubinator.
Pred on those hards, Gubinator on those softs that he qualified on. And I think Gubinator's tyres, I don't think, bit of contact. Is Gubinator into the pits? Yes, he is. So that will free up Pred. Binary's in as well. So what's Binary going? What are these two going to be going on?
I'll keep it on Gubinator.
Yep, so Binary, it's a set of mediums. So that says
hard for Gubinator.
Gubinator's on a set of hard, so he's going to try to one-stop here. So I think Binary, surely that says two-stop strategy for Binary. He's going to go on to the super softs, the softs later. So Bennett's come out ahead of Binary. So he's made
behind Scott. And Optic.
I tell you what, Bennett's made a very strong undercut work from here because he's now right on the back of Sinful Chris, and this theoretically would be for net second place. Technically, for those that have stopped anyway. Pred and Cam, I think, are going to go very long in this race, as is Matt 45.
Oh, Stracker's got past Jolly. The 12.
Ooh. So remember, Stracker on a set of softs, Jolly's on hard. So Jolly's trying to go do the one-stop strategy. Stracker committing to the two-stop. And I don't think Jolly will have fought that too hard, knowing that Stracker has to stop again. He likely just decided to let the... He didn't need to get into a needless fight with the Mercedes, who is on a much faster set of tyres. But he is down in 13th now. As, 5-second time penalty for Reckless Pez for speeding in the pit lane. That could be very crucial. It's his only penalty so far, if I'm mistaken. What tyres he's going on? It's mediums. So that's a two-stop strategy surely for Pez as well, unless he's the master of tyre wear. So Pred now...
his teammate.
He is. In fact, he's just behind Cam. So the two who have started this race on hards now leading. Pred first, Cam second. Reckless Pez crucially has come out ahead of Matt 45, which I think will be pleasing. But look at Bennett and Simple Chris into the first corner, side by side, and Bennett's got the jump on him. So Bennett moves up into 5th place. Great move by Bennett. Very brave. Chris gave him the room.
Optic got Gubinator down the pit strip.
They're on two very different strategies as well. I think Gubinator is trying to go to the end. Optic's committed to the two-stop strategy. I think Binary is as well, but he is good on tyre wear, so we'll be interested to see if he can do a one-stop.
Very much.
From softs to mediums. It's hard, but I wouldn't say it's completely impossible. We'll have to see. He is now right behind Sinful Chris, as he was before the pit stop. So Chris got an undercut on him. But Chris is fighting with Bennett, and Bennett's already past Matt 45 for 4. Bennett is on a real charge here. Meanwhile, just up ahead of the road, Pez is on the back of Cam. I don't think Cam will fight this one too hard.
Three-way, four-way fight here to the stadium section, involving Jolly.
Jolly kneels, Scott's Metroid, and Jolly's up into 13th. Back up front, and as I suspected, Cam not fighting it too hard. He knows Pez is on a different strategy to him. And
Binary got Matt.
No, Chris is fighting back. Chris isn't handing that position over to Binary. This is helping Bennett get away from the both of them, though. And Matt 45 relinquished the positions to both of them there. Yeah, you're right. I didn't see that one, but Matt 45...
Scott's in.
Scott's Metroid in on the hard tyres. So remember, he made those softs the last 12 or so laps, but he did have the spin. 3-second time penalty for Japake down in 14th place. So Pred leads, but yet to pit. 8 seconds ahead of Pez. I'll tell you what, though, if Pez has to two-stop, Pred's in a very good position here.
Very good position here.
We'll have to see what Pez can do. He needs to really start closing in on that Renault very quickly. If he is two-stopping.
Is right up behind Chris here.
Yep, and they're both... Bennett's got about he's got more than a second in hand to Chris, so I don't think he needs to worry about Chris. Fastest lap for Pez. I did say he needs to put the hammer down, and he very much is so doing.
He's listening to you.
He's very much listening to me, yes. With his championship rival not even in the points at the moment, he is definitely got a good chance of...
here comes Binary.
And here comes Binary on Chris, down the inside. Is Chris going to fight it? He's trying.
Yes, he is.
Oh, there's contact. And Chris very wisely backs out of that. Very close one, but Chris Oh, tried to defend, but they're just
Ooh la la.
Binary shut the door on him firmly, and Binary takes P5
Quite
away.
firmly.
Very firmly indeed. Tell you what, after the Racing Point looks so strong in qualifying, it's Haas that are looking very good here. And Alpha as well, but Haas are doing a very good job here.
Yeah.
Cam third,
They are
Bennett
indeed.
fourth. Cam is yet to pit. Bennett on a definite two-stop strategy, but they're both doing a fairly solid job here. So how's it going in the chat? Are you enjoying what we've seen so far? I know Nuthead maybe not so much if he's still there, but it's looking like a fun race so far. Not quite sure who has the advantage yet. I think Peds is definitely in a strong position, but if
Very much.
if it's a one-stop versus a two-stop strategy, I wouldn't say it's completely over for either of those. We shall have to see. The closest battle on track at the moment is 8th and 9th, Optic and Gubernator. These two have been very close to each other all race.
Hards v softs.
Yep, so... And I just wonder...
But DRS is strong.
DRS is very strong. Is Gubernator going to think of something? No, he's not quite close enough to Optic, and he cannot make a position there. While meanwhile, Jolly is right on the back of Straka, so this could be a sign... Could be a sign that the softs are already starting to show their age. As 3-second time penalty for Sinful Chris.
Oh, Chris.
The McLarens on the hards very much threatening those on the softs. 3-second time penalty for Bennett. Honestly, the time penalties are going to come in thick and fast. I think it's just going to be a case of seeing what it's like at the end. Meanwhile, Pez has near enough halved the gap to Pred already. He's making good use of those fresh mediums in P2 to really put pressure on what I'd imagine is probably his rival for this race. Oh, and Gubernator and Optic going into the stadium.
Bit of contact.
Bit of contact. Optic just holds him off. But I think Gubernator, that's basically a warning shot from Gubernator that he's coming, and he's coming fast. Shut up.
Oh, Matt Pitts.
So Matt Pitt, presumably onto a set of hards.
Shut up.
Yes, it is. I thought you were laughing because of the innuendo, sorry.
No.
So yes, it's hards going on for Matt 45, so that's a definite one-stop strategy for the Mercedes. And Gubernator this time eases his way past Optic.
Has passed him.
And Jolly as well.
Straka.
So I think the hards are definitely starting to become the better tyre. The softs are fading, and it's only been 7 laps.
Yeah.
The McLarens are on a charge on those hard tyres, especially Jolly. But they're both looking fairly handy at the moment. If they are both one-stopping, we'll have to see how that plays out.
Indeed.
Meanwhile, Binary is now all over the back of Cam, who Cam meanwhile has let Bennett go, which is a good team call from them. Obviously Bennett much faster at this stage. But Cam is going to try and hold Binary off as best he can. But how much defence can he realistically put up on 16-lap-old hard tyres?
Quite.
Let's have a look then. Is Binary going to be able... He'll have DRS. Cam does not have DRS on his teammate.
Indeed,
And I don't think Cam's going to fight this too hard. And I think Binary's just going to ease his way up into P4. Good stuff from Binary. He moves up a place. I think Cam knew he was outmatched. And Jolly likewise eases past Optic for 8th. The McLarens on the hard tyres showing their pace. Interestingly, I presume there's going to be some team orders between Gubernator and Jolly as well at some point in the future. We'll have to see how that one...
Japake and BX.
Japake and BX.
Turn 1 and 2.
Turn 1 and 2. Oh, bit of contact. Japake does make the position though. He's up to P12. He's on 2 lap fresher softs, and he makes some good use of them.
Oh.
Very good use. Meanwhile, the gap between Pred and Pez is now down to underneath 2 seconds. So I think the hards are maybe starting to fade on Cam and Pred. They've been on them since the start of the race. They're going very long on them, but surely they'll have to think about the pit stop soon. But I think it might be a little too early.
Out the final corner. So.
Yeah, I think it's a little too early for mediums though. Meanwhile, Binary closing in on Bennett, whose soft tyres might just be calling for help as well.
To the outside.
on the outside. He eases past and he's back into a podium position. Is Binary into P3. And Bennett didn't fight that hard. I think he knew his tyres were bad.
Yeah,
and as I suspected, Gubernator willingly moves aside for his teammate. He knows Jolly's in a championship fight, and he doesn't hold his teammate up. That's very understandable. Team orders there. Jolly moves up into P7. Now Gubernator will just try to stay with his team, his much more acclaimed teammate. Jolly, of course, the reigning F1 XL champion, and most likely going to take that crown for a second time this season. So, as I've been saying, it is the champion of XFR versus the champion of F1 XL, but it looks as though XFR's champion is going to be the winner. And speaking of which, the XFR champion is now right on the back of Pred. Now, is Pred going to pit?
Oh, he is.
Or is he going to try and hold? No, he's not coming in.
Nope, he's staying out again.
So he's going to have to try and defend here. But what, again, like with Cam on Binary, what defence can Pred muster here? Is that? And meanwhile, is that rain? That's a spot of rain.
Look my God.
There's rain on the cars. We have rain starting to fall. So maybe this is what Cam and Pred were trying. They were trying to hold out. And maybe that's why we had what we thought were 2-stop strategies. Maybe it was because they knew the rain was coming. We weren't told about this in the chat. It's made for some surprising. So Niels into the pits.
Too early for Inters.
Oh, he's gone into another set of mediums. I don't think Niels has spotted that. He hasn't spotted the rain.
Oh, Niels.
And Pez, meanwhile, has eased himself up into the lead, back into P1. Pred put up as much of a fight as he could. He did hold him off.
The question is now, how heavy will this rain get?
That's the question. Is it going to be that really dry rain, as Lee Evans like to say, that's not wet enough for intermediates? We'll have to see. Is anyone going to take the plunge and risk a set of intermediates? If someone does, it could be a gamble well made. Maybe someone like a Stracker or an Optic. Maybe they could try. Maybe Japake outside the top 10. Maybe he could risk it as well. We'll have to see. But for now, they're
Chris on the back of Cam in the stadium.
While Pred is still within DRS range of Pez. But he doesn't really have the DRS. Or is he going to try something? No, he's surely not close enough. No, he is not.
Chris went on Cam though.
Yeah, likely so. And he already tucks to the right, and Cam doesn't put up a fight. Knew the move was coming, knew he couldn't defend it, and Cam wisely gets out of the way. So, lap 21. If we were going on to mediums, now would probably be a good time for Cam and Pred. But I think they're now going to be holding on, trying to see if they can go onto a set of inters straight from the hards. If the rain picks up, that is, of course. We'll have to see exactly how bad it gets. Meanwhile, Optic and BX racing for 10th and 11th. Oh, no, take it back. That's BX and Japake. Yep, sorry, my bad. And BX retakes 11th place. Sorry, that's my bad. I thought I didn't see the timing. So is anyone going to risk it for a chocolate biscuit? Is anyone going to come in on the intermediates? Pez doesn't, nor does Pred.
No.
I'm guessing it must not be wet enough for intermediates yet. Binary doesn't risk it either. What about Bennett?
Or does Bennett or Chris?
No, Chris doesn't.
Cam,
no. No one is risking it yet. So it's clearly not wet enough as Fury gets another 3-second time penalty. He's down in 14th. Oh,
formation flying
after
McLaren.
What looked like such an amazing qualifying, it's just not worked out again for Fury. And I tell you what, the Red Bulls have had a disastrous race as well. Unfortunately. Yeah. Meanwhile, there is a huge queue behind BX. Matt 45, Japake, and Japake's in, as is Fury.
Oh.
And I want to see this. What tyres are they going to be going on? Let's have a look. It's another set of mediums. Intermediate, so for Japake. I did say maybe he would take the risk, and he is taking the gamble. We'll have to see.
Fury,
if this
they're
is
mediums.
Mediums for Fury, though, so clearly he doesn't think it's wet enough. Or he made a mistake and didn't change his tyres. One of the two. I don't know. I don't think Fury would make a mistake like that. We'll have to see. Oh,
Like you said, it
and
could be that
already Japate's
annoying rain.
in a half spin, so I think this might be too early of a call. And he's
Oh,
he's just gone
What?
straight into the wall there. He didn't retire.
okay.
Not sure what happened there.
I saw that as well. That was a bit. Oh, Chris and Bennett.
And he's going straight on again, and he just hit the wall again. And this time he has quit. He has done something.
Was that deliberate?
It looked a bit deliberate to me, in all honesty. I hope he didn't think he'd get away with that, because I was very much on board with him.
Oh, pit stops have happened. Optic and Stracker in.
So Optic and Stracker in. Intermediate's going on Optic, so he's taking the risk, but Stracker is not. He's going on to mediums.
Mediums.
I did mention those two as well. Maybe they would take the risk. Stracker hasn't. Optic has. Is it going to get wetter, though? That's the big question. Fortunately, no safety car from Japate's crash. It's very strange there. 3 second time penalty for Bennett. He's starting to struggle on those softs, I think. 14 laps old. Chris has already passed him. Oh, Dom, you there?
Credit to Pred. He is stuck with Pez on 22 lap old hards.
I tell you what, yeah, he's not out of Pez's DRS zone, so he's doing very well here indeed. So Pred is showing why he's
Jolly.
a vastly underestimated driver at
Bennett
times.
in.
So Bennett's in. I think that had to happen because his tyres were... He must have been pushing the absolute limit. So Jolly moves up to 6th. So what tyres is it going on to? Mediums.
Mediums.
And I tell you what, Optic is already 10 seconds off of Stracker. I don't think it's wet enough for the intermediates. I think it is that dry rain that's just not wet enough. Optic took the gamble, and I think he has very much lost.
Yeah.
Because Scott's Metroid, is he gonna? Yeah, he easily passes Optic for 13th. I think the intermediates
BX
are a
in.
big no-no here, and BX comes in as well. That's not good. That is not good news for Pred though, because it means he has to pit. Remember, he's starting on those tyres. He's gonna have to pit. Surely, I'm presuming he's gonna go onto a set of super soft tyres. Yeah, I don't know why I keep saying super soft. I don't know. So BX has gone on to mediums as well. Optics onto a set of Optics still on those intermediates. I think he's gonna have to bail out on that. Pred is still pushing on these medium tyres. He hasn't pitted again yet. But he's
surely they're crying for mercy.
Yeah, you'd think 24 laps on the hards. I mean, they do last long, but well, Cam is in meanwhile.
Oh, Cam.
So Cam into the pit. So he did start on the hards, remember. So let's see what he goes on to.
Yep.
It's softs. So
softs.
That confirms it. It must not be wet enough for the inters.
No.
It can't be. And Optic will be absolutely furious with himself for even thinking of the gamble.
Quite.
So Bennett's
raging
come out.
Is the term.
Raging, raging. Well, if it was in a Red Bull, it'd be a raging bull, but no. So Cam comes out P8.
Yeah.
Bennett's passed him. So Bennett's on a set of mediums. Cam's on softs.
Pred now has to respond, surely.
Surely, yeah. I mean,
what Cam's done.
Well, he had a decent gap to Bennett and Cam, so I think he can pit when he wants. But I think he was praying that it would be into conditions. I don't think it is though. Sadly, I'm afraid. I think Pred is going to be disappointed. Is he in?
Sadly.
No, he's still going.
No.
He's pushing this as long as he can, which is both impressive but also puzzling.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if you want an idea of just how bad the gamble's paid off for Optic, he's about to be lapped. That's how badly it's gone wrong.
I think he's left.
No. Remember with the new update, when you get laps,
yeah, of course, yeah.
when you get lapped, you go.
Sorry.
So, no, it does mean he doesn't have to get out of the way, but I don't think he'd be able to hold them back even if he wanted to.
Poor Optic.
Yeah, it just has not worked out for him, which is a shame. It is a shame. It'd been interesting to see. I'll tell you what, Pred is looking handy here. I mean, Pred must be really irritated that he has to pit because his pace looks alright on 25 lap old hards. As weird as it sounds.
No, it sounds plausible.
It does sound plausible, but very weird as well. But the fact of the matter is Pred absolutely categorically has to pit. Pez
Niels
doesn't necessarily have to. Well, Niels is back in the points. Remember, he pitted lap 1, so
he just got past Matt.
He's doing a fairly solid job considering, but yeah, that penalty's not going to help. Niels is doing a splendid recovery drive here, back into the points after having to pit lap 1. He's gone medium to medium, which is the right thing to do.
Optic finally pits to take the sensors off.
Yeah, can't blame him. Unfortunately, he had a roll of the dice, and sadly, it very much came up snake eyes for him.
His luck was not in.
No, don't go to the casino anytime, Optic, because clearly you ain't got a luck. I think Pred's hards are finally starting to get bad, because he's just lost a second to Pez there, somewhere.
Yeah, he's finally out of DRS.
Yeah, I think sadly he's going to have to bite the bullet and come into the pits. I'm just having a look. Where would he come out? I think he'd come out somewhere. I think he'd come out behind Gubernator for 7th. He'd be very quick.
Around Gubernator.
Yeah, somewhere around there. I'll tell you what, McLaren's on for a decent all the points here. And Jolly, after the first lap incident, is on for a good recovery drive.
Alpha.
I think he's going to finish 4th. So he's only going to lose 13 points, which honestly I think Jolly would take after what happened at the start.
Bennett and Cam.
Yeah, I think that was.
Cam's
I think that was.
Past him.
Yeah, I think that was. I don't know if that was a race or if that was just a handover, but Cam was always going to get past.
Maybe it was a handover.
Either way, it was obviously going to happen one way or another, and Cam moves back into 7th.
Oh, Pred finally in.
So Pred is finally in 27 laps later, and it is soft tyres.
And softs.
Yeah, no gamble from Pred.
Keep an eye.
I think he's probably seen Optic and thought, nah, I'm alright, I don't want those intermediates. So where's he going to come out?
Keep an eye on Gubernator.
Yeah, so let's see where's Gubernator coming now. So Pred's out the pits. Here comes Gubernator. I think he's going to be ahead of Gubernator, actually. He is. He's ahead of Gubernator.
Sandwich.
Yeah, he's in the McLaren sandwich. So very good stuff for Pred. I tell you what, remember he started 14th. Let's actually have a look at the position changes. He's made 8 positions. Cam's made 10 as well. So they've both had fantastic races from outside the points. Fantastic efforts from them. Great efforts from Chris and Gubernator as well. They were up 4 positions from where they were. Matt 45, he is
6
in the points just. But Straka is challenging him, and I think, in fact, he's just eased his way past. Yeah, I think he's just eased his way past. I think Matt 45 probably didn't fight that one hard. They're battling over the final point in 10th. But we don't know what the penalty situation is, mind. We will have to see. I'm not even going to look at that, though. I'm just going to wait and see how that develops.
I won't either.
And I'll tell you what, though. I wouldn't completely write Jolly out of a podium here. Because he's only 2 seconds behind Chris now. And I think Pez will probably say...
for 12th.
I bet the message has probably come from Pez to Chris. Hold him back if you can. Chris could very well be. This could be championship crucial as well because Pez will want Chris to hold Jolly off. We've got about 8 laps to go. Yeah, 29, 7 laps. Yeah, and we're on, including the one we're on. So yeah, 8 laps to go. Can Chris hold?
Keep it on the fast. Charging Pred.
Yeah. So I think Cam's either made a mistake or Bennett's got past him somewhere because Cam has got back past him for 7th again. They are closing in on Gubernator in 6th. I don't know if they'll catch them, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Meanwhile, there is a fight going on for P12 between Fury and BXTN. Both on mediums. BX is slightly younger.
Oh, here we go.
Here he comes. I don't think he's going to be close enough, though.
No,
surely he's not going to kamikaze it in. No, he's not. He does not indeed. And Optic 40 seconds off of Scott. So Pred and Jolly. Now this is going to be interesting because these two are good friends in real life and they're both very close to Sinful Chris. I don't think Pred's going to take this opportunity lying down though, and this will be. I think Pez will be secretly thanking Pred for that. And well, yeah, he's so much faster because of those fresh softs, and Jolly does not hold him up.
Yeah.
He's probably thinking maybe he'll use him to get past Chris, possibly. Because Chris
Most
does seem to
probably.
be struggling on those mediums now.
19 lap old.
And
yeah.
look at that. Pred is already past Chris as well. Pred is absolutely flying. Already up to P3 for the Renault. He's having a fantastic race at the moment.
Impressive.
3 second time only for Optic. And so the battle between Chris and Jolly is now for P4. So that's even less points for Pez if Chris can hold him back. But honestly, I think Chris is in a lot of trouble tyre-wise here. I don't think Chris is going to be able to help. What he is going to do, though, he is going to hold Jolly off from Pred. But can Pred catch Binary as well? If we're seeing how much Chris is struggling, is Binary suffering in a similar way? That's the big question.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back down in 12th and 13th at the first corner, BX has finally passed Fury for 12th.
BX Fury. Ooh. Wow. BX got a bit loose.
A little loose, and Fury does not have DRS. BX has, because it's a double DRS. Oh, he's gone for the dive though. Oh, and that was always going to end like that. And Fury's spun it. I think there's probably a lot of Irish cursing going on, and Fury just saying, "What's the fucking point?" And meanwhile, Jolly and Chris at the first corner as well, and Jolly, yeah, he eases past Chris. I'm sure Chris did defend as hard as he could, but unfortunately his tyres do not look healthy. And he is down to 5th. So as it stands,
Scott had to swerve around him, so he was not too happy either.
Just having a look. As it stands, the gap should open back up to 15 points between Pez and Jolly.
Wow.
Because he's got actually no, to 16 points. I take it back. Jolly finishing 4th, Pez first. That's exactly the opposite of where they finished last time out. So we're just about to go on to lap 32. We'll have 5 laps to go after this. Pez leads, Binary second. Pred third. He is catching Binary though on those soft tyres that are looking very, very handy right now. I think Pred has driven a fantastic race so far.
Very impressive.
From 13th on the grid, and he's currently on course to make 10 positions. It could be 11 though, if he continues going. I'm not sure. I think he'd definitely have to be a strong candidate for driver of the day. Although Jolly, his recovery after the first lap incident as well has been fantastic as well.
Yep.
Gubernate has had a great race as well. Cam too. There's a lot of people have had some decent races in the top 10. I'll wait and see how it plays out before I make a judgment on driver of the day. I'm not even going to look at the penalties either.
Same.
I'm just gonna wait and see how it ends up at the end. I think that's the best thing to do with Mexico. We'll be here all day looking at penalties.
Yep.
Speak of the devil, another one for Fury.
Fury.
What was looking like a promising start to the weekend in qualifying for Racing Point, 2nd and 5th on the grid. They're now
has turned into an absolute disaster.
Absolute nightmare for them. 14th and 15th, the last of the runners. We've only had 2 retirements. Nuthead spectacularly flipping out of the race, and then Japake controversially crashing out of the race.
Less said about that one.
Yeah, I think that's what I'll say. And meanwhile, look at Pred. He's already within 1.6 seconds of Binary. He is flying on these soft tyres. I think... what kind of defence can Binary even muster? We've already seen how much Chris has been struggling on those mediums. I think Binary's might be a little bit better, but probably not that much. I don't think he's going to have much answer for Pred here. I think Pez will be a bit too far up the road for him. But, never say never. 4 laps, we're on the 33rd lap of 36. 3 laps to go after this one. Pez is just coming through the twisty Sector 2 sections. The closest battle at the moment is still the 2 Hasses of Cam and Bennett.
Haas teammates.
Yeah, with a lapped Optic in between them, but I'm sure he will stay out of the way. In fact, he has to because he's a ghost.
Oh, what happened to Cam there?
Oh, is he lagged back? He has.
Yeah, he lagged back.
And Bennett retakes 7th because of lag. What on earth happened there?
What? BX is pitting. Okay.
BX is pitting. Is this to try? It's intermediate tyres. So I think as he just said, F it, I'm just going to do it. Wouldn't surprise
Okay,
me.
Kian.
So Leclerc saying
Bennett,
F2
Bennett.
was a waste of time. Oh dear. Oh, what's happened to Bennett?
Bennett's lost it. Bennett's lost it somewhere.
He's lost it. It's just on the exit of the Sector 2 S's.
Oh,
Maybe
no,
that's why.
Bennett.
Maybe that's why he pitted. Maybe the rain is starting to get heavier. Meanwhile, I didn't see it. Pred is already past Binary for second. And it's a 3-second time penalty for Binary. Even the master of time penalties can't avoid it at Mexico. And he gets his...
We've both missed 2 crucial things.
Because of Bennett's crash. Yeah, because I was looking at the chat. Because Jamie is saying F2 wasn't a... Oh, he doesn't race in XFR. Oh, right. Because of the commentary. Yeah, he commentates it, doesn't he? Oh. Or was it the SF1 he was on about? I don't know. Well, you've missed a fairly interesting race for multiple reasons here. Leclerc. Pez leads. Pred is second, but he is looking absolutely mighty on those softs. He could catch Pez before the end, you know. He's only 6 seconds off.
Touch and go.
It's touch and go. Unfortunately, Bennett's crashed. I'm so sorry, Bennett. You are doing a fantastic job.
Shame.
It does look. It looks more treacherous now. It does look a bit more treacherous. I wonder if is that why BXTN pitted. Oh no, I don't know. He's just let Jolly past. That's for Jolly in 4th after losing it at the start due to contact collision with Fury. Be interested to see what the ticket team make of that later on. But Jolly has had a fantastic recovery. He is up into 4th because of it.
I think Pez is slightly struggling on his mediums.
Well, they're 22 laps old. We've already seen Chris struggling on that sort of tyre. Oh, okay, so Leclerc got brake tested on the safety car at Monaco. That's why he had a bad one. Unlucky Leclerc. I'm very sorry to hear that. Not good at all. So they're all a bit spaced out now. Although that being said, Cam is now close to the back of Gubernator. Gubernator does seem to be struggling a bit in these rainy, treacherous conditions. And Cam is now within... when it is a yellow flag, sector 2. It is Fury. Fury's... No, it's Fury.
Was it Fury? Oh, Fury, sorry.
Fury's in the wall. Cursing the rain, I think, at this point he will be. He gets it going, but surely has damage on that racing point. Meanwhile, Pez is just coming around the corner to start this final lap. And I think he'll be very relieved this is the final lap. If this race had gone on any longer, I think Pred could have been a real threat to him. But I tell you what, the penalties could still come into play here. I'm not going to call anything until I see the penalties play out. I don't know who's got penalties for what. Bennett has left the session. Unfortunate, Bennett. That was very unfortunate losing it, and you did.
Real shame. Yeah,
Indeed.
Fury pits for damage.
Understandable. He is going to get lapped. In fact, I think he already was lapped, so never mind that.
Yeah.
So let's go on board with the race leader. On coming through. Oh, he's taking it very carefully, which you cannot blame him for doing so. He doesn't want to throw away it all right now on the last lap. It does look as though those conditions are getting worse. Only slightly, but they are.
Yep.
Pred is closing, but he's not going to catch. If this had been 1 lap longer, I think Pred could have been really threatening Pez here.
But much on his gearbox, he would
we'll have to see what the penalties do. Oh, he goes wide, but Pez is going to be okay. The fireworks go off in the stadium as he comes towards the final corner. Pez crosses the line. Pred is now within 1.5 of him. Now let's have a look. Pez crosses the line. Will Pred nick it? He does! Pred! Pred! He wins the Grand Prix! He's stoling it off Pez because of 3 seconds worth of penalties. Binary third. Will Jolly take third off him because of the penalties? No, he does not. He stays 4th. But that's cost Pez badly. Because now he'll only gain 18. He's only going to gain 6 points on Jolly, so the gap will only be 9. Depending on the fastest lap point, of course. Gubernator 6, Cam 7th. Niels, after pitting lap 1, it's been a fantastic recovery back into the points for Niels. He's going to finish P8.
Great recovery.
And he'll be happy that Nuthead didn't score any points. So that battle will be tilted in Neil's favour at least. And then it's the two Mercedes, Strachan 9th and Matt 45 surely going to come home 10th. So they've at least got a double points finish for Mercedes. But what a race for SF Pred. Stealing it from Pez right at the last with that hard to soft strategies. Due to penalties, Pez will be furious with himself because he was on course to get that gap right back up to Jolly. As it stands, it's now only 9 points. 9 points between Pez and Jolly.
Pred driver of the day. Slam dunk. Boom.
Absolutely, I couldn't disagree with you there. Fantastic stuff from Pred. I have to tip my hat to the Italian, the part Italian driver.
That was impressive.
Very impressive stuff from SF Pred. And he takes the top step on his return to XFR. Pez, unlucky Pez. He still finishes second. He does still extend the gap to Jolly, but not by as much as he was perhaps hoping. And it is Binary taking another podium finish for Toro Rosso in P3. What a race that was. Oh, fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff indeed. I'm sure Pred will be absolutely over the moon for that.
Boring tracks produce great racing.
Yep, so it is Pred. There's only 3 drivers that didn't have penalties. Pred, Binary and Matt. And Pred takes advantage of that to take P1 on his return to XFR. Pez still finishes second. Binary third. Jolly, after the issue at the start, he recovers to P4. Only loses 6 points to Pez. I'm just having a look at the fastest lap. 17.3 for Pez. 17... I think Pez did get the fastest lap though. So I think Pez will actually make that 10 points at least. So that's one thing for him at the very least.
That's crucial.
Yeah. So it's now a 10-point gap between Pez and Jolly. Chris 5th. Gubernate. A great race by Gubernate as well. 6th. Cam 7th. Neil's 8th.
I think Binary had the fastest lap. Sorry.
Did he? Was it? I didn't see if it was Pez or Binary.
I think it was Binary 17.2.
Then maybe it was Binary that took the fastest lap. Then my bad. So it is going to be a 9-point gap between Pez and Jolly going into the final 4 races. It's still neck and neck between the 2 championship contenders. Pez has gained a bit on him because of Jolly's misfortune, but he'll be furious that it hasn't been more. Where are we next week?
Exactly.
Let me have a look-see.
Please do.
Yeah, I'll just have a look on the F1 website. If you want to sign up, if you have been watching, go to f1rivals.com. That is where you can sign up for next season, or you can sign up as a reserve for the remaining 4 races here. I'm sure you probably would get in as a reserve because we don't have any Williams cars racing. Just have a look at the standings so I can find out what races next week. If my memory serves, I think it's Austria or Australia. I'm not sure. Let me just have a quick gander. If the thing would load, that would help. Come on, you piece of crap. Still loading, it's saying on my screen. There we go. Championship standings. Oh my god, my computer's been very slow at the moment. I think it's Australia next week, because I think we've had Austria. Because AUT, I think, means Austria. AUS should mean Australia. Yes. So we're going down under, mate. It does indeed. We're going down under to Australia. For next week at the Australian Grand Prix at the Melbourne Park. I do hope you'll see us there. But for now, my name is Lightshot16. I've been joined by Dom. G'day. I will stop that, sorry. You can expect more of that next week, though. Well. Yes. But yes, thank you very much for joining me again, Dom.
Sorry, Aussies.
We've had a good race, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah. And
we have indeed. Very entertaining.
So the championship gap increases to 9 points. We've still got 4 races to go. Who will take advantage when we go down under next week out? We'll find out next week at the Australian Grand Prix. Good night, everyone.